Next, I would like to respectfully invite Senior Professor Makurupe Dhammananda Mahathera, the present head of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya, who initiated this program as a result of his concept of propagating this knowledge throughout the interested students in Sri Lanka and many parts of the world. This short course was organized, and it has a huge response from many parts of the world. We are very happy about that. We all should be thankful very much to Venerable Makurupe Dhammananda Mahathera, Senior Professor, and also the present head of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies for initiating this short course on Buddhist Psychology, Counseling and Psychotherapy. Now, I very much respectfully invite the Thera to address you all.
Good evening to everybody. Respected Venerable Sirs, dear colleagues. As you know, today is the last day of this lecture series, and we are really happy since it was a successful program done by the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya. I must thank to respected personalities who are behind this task during the last 3 months. Support of Senior Professor Nilantha Silva, Vice Chancellor of the University of Kelaniya, huge contribution of Senior Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda, gathering of excellent participants from various countries, mastering the program by Senior Lecturer Venerable Diniyaya Panyaloka, and the great sacrification of coordinators were major factors behind this success. Further, I must mention here the great technical support of Venerable Sangabopura Akhila, visiting lecturer of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, and Professor Patrick Ratnayaka, Senior Lecturer of the Theatre and Image Art Unit, and Dr. Upul Hanepura, Head of the Drama and Theatre and Image Art Unit. So, first of all, please accept my thanks, dear friends. Meanwhile, we hope to screen the names of the other supporters and thank them. Dear friends, as you know, we must express our sincere gratitude to Senior Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda for conducting this lecture series during the last 3 months. He conducted 12 lectures in both languages, Sinhala and English. I must say you that he did not expect any material benefit from our side, and it was completely out of compassion. And of course, it is his nature. Therefore, we were able to give you free access to join this program. Furthermore, he was kind enough to write a course book for this program, and in future, we will let you know how to obtain a copy of this book. I would like to thank Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda again and again on behalf of the University of Kelaniya for undertaking to conduct this lecture series as a gift of Dhamma. I am really happy to note that a number of research scholars from various countries such as Sri Lanka, UK, USA, China, Malaysia, Vietnam, Korea, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Burma, and Cambodia joined this program, and it is their participation that is the real success of this program. They have expressed their admiration of this program, and we appreciate their valuable comments and suggestions, which encourage us to do more these types of academic tasks in future. Finally, I would like to invite you to join with us to study Buddhism and share it throughout the world. From the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies of the University of Kelaniya, one can be qualified on 4 subjects: Pali, Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology and counseling, and also Buddhist culture. You can join to pursue postgraduate degrees related to these subjects up to PhD level. Furthermore, we have established affiliated institutes in USA, China, Singapore, and Malaysia for studying Pali and Buddhist studies. In our university, we have certificate and diploma courses for foreign students who like to study Pali and Buddhism. These days, we are enrolling students for diploma and high diploma courses. If you wish to follow these courses, please visit to our website for further information. Finally, I thank all of you joining with us. Thank you very much. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.
Thank you very much. I should be thankful very much to Senior Professor Most Venerable Makurupe Dhammananda Mahathera, the present head of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies. He is the great personality who initiated this program internationally. And also I must say that we are his students, and from him we are witnessing a wonderful, kind and intelligent, great Mahathera within our lifetime. We are very happy to have his leadership and association. With his wonderful management skills and leadership, the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies reached recently unexpected heights in its infrastructure and also academic contribution for the development of the 4 subject areas offered by the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, namely Pali, Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist culture, and Buddhist psychology. Not only within Sri Lanka, we are also conducting courses in the countries mentioned by the Senior Professor Makurupe Dhammananda Mahathera. And recently, we are witnessing many foreign students and foreign participants coming to our programs. So on behalf of all the participants from many parts of the world, we should be very much thankful for the wonderful leadership, management, and all the contribution he has done to the department and to the University of Kelaniya, and also by initiating internationally to propagate this knowledge among many interested parties in the world. So next, I will give you a brief introduction to our agenda today. Next, I will be inviting Senior Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda, our respected resource person, to deliver the lecture. Then, as mentioned by Venerable Mahathera, we will be giving a short introduction to the text prepared and published by Senior Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda, and we will give you its details and from when and where you can buy it online. Those details we will give after the lecture. Then last, we will go to the Q&A session, questions and answer session. So as we know already, this is the 5th and last session of the short course on Buddhist psychology, psychotherapy, and counseling conducted by Senior Professor Emeritus Professor Sumanapala Galmangoda, our teacher. We know that we all learn many things, many new things, and also many new ways to look at this subject. I am very much hopeful that all of you will be joining the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies and University of Kelaniya, along with the scholarship of Professor Galmangoda, to continue the studies on the same discipline, on the same subject. Sir, very much respectfully, today also, I would like to invite you on behalf of all the participants to give us wonderful knowledge from your research and contribution. It's time for you, sir.
Thank you very much, most venerable Deniyaya Panyaloka Thera, the senior lecturer of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies of the University of California. I very much thankful to you for your excellent presentation. And also, you know, as the head of the department, senior professor Apuruppe Dhammananda Thera, as well as senior lecturer Deniyaya Panyaloka Thera mentioned, this is the final session of our course. However, I am very happy because we could conduct this course up to now because of the great effort and assistance of many people, many reverends of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, as well as including the Vice Chancellor and also the other professors and lecturers. We have been successful to present our course. However, we have come to the last session. Actually, in this session, I have to introduce in brief Ayurvedic aspect related to the Buddhist psychology, psychotherapy, and counseling. But at the beginning, I have to tell you that unless we have a license or unless we are the registered Ayurvedic doctors, we cannot give the Ayurvedic treatments. But however, there are some minor treatments like, you know, daily routine prescribed in Ayurveda, and also the medicinal plants that we use in day-to-day life in Sri Lanka, in India, etc. And also some other measures like, you know, massage, applying oil on head, etc. Then actually these are, according to our experience over 8 years, we have seen that 95% of mentally problematic people, right? Because when they came to our hospital, first of all, what we do is we check their physical condition, and also we do massage, head massage, body massage, applying the suitable kinds of oils, right? I think we have seen 95% of people who are suffering from mental disorders get release from their problems, 75% of release by these physical treatments. Actually, you know, we can recommend actually those medicinal plants. We can use them as vegetables, or we can use them as soups, or sometimes we can make kanji or gruel, right? Mixed with the rice, and like that, you know, and also applying oil every day and doing exercise, right? These are very essential, I think. Actually, reducing the mental problems, more than 70% of mental problems can be reduced by changing the behavioral pattern, right? And by changing the food and drinks, right, etc. Therefore, I think in Ayurveda we have thousands of advices in that regard, because in Ayurveda there are subjects like dinacharya, ritucharya, etc. You know, daily routine and also seasonal routine, etc. Therefore, that is why I have added this to this course, right? And also we have to tell you, Buddhist Ayurveda, what we call Buddhist Ayurveda, is a very ancient science, right? Although the Indian system of Ayurveda, they say that it has been originated more than 3,000 years before, but however, all the major texts of Ayurveda like Charaka, Susruta, etc., they have been compiled near the 1st century AD. But Buddhist sources belongs to the 6th century BC. Then Tripitaka, right? The Buddha's teachings have been classified into 3 sections as Sutta, Vinaya, and Abhidhamma, discourses, disciplinary rules, and Buddhist psychology. This literature includes a very descriptive and wider range of details of Ayurvedic system. Therefore, actually, I have given, actually at the end of the lecture, I will give a summary of all the course. It includes all the references. Actually, there are some texts written on this subject. Therefore, Buddhism has a particular way of treating diseases, right? In some discourses, we find a number of diseases, and also, in the Vinaya Pitaka, the 5 books are there for disciplinary rules for the monks and nuns. In Pali, there is one chapter called vijjacarana, chapter on medicine. Actually, Buddha has recommended a number of medicinal preparations for the monks and nuns when they were sick, right? Therefore, Buddhism has its own system of therapeutic methods, right? But however, it has not been systematically developed at a later period. But Ayurvedic system has been developed. And also, when Buddhism was introduced to Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka also there had been a local tradition of treatments. It has been mixed with Ayurveda and it has been developed up to a top level. Right? Therefore, depending on those sources, I have given a brief account of the Ayurvedic treatments relevant to the mental disorders. But I am not presenting them all here. But however, some important facts, because you can read my book as well as these course materials in order to get a detailed understanding. Therefore, today I hope, because we have a limited time, therefore I hope to discuss some important facts regarding the Ayurveda, which are very useful for you when you are treating the mental disorders, right? Then at the beginning, I have to tell you, I think I refer to the lesson 5. First of all, I will give a list of mental disorders, lesson 5, pages 2 to 3, right? 2 to 3, because this is a list of traditional terms referring to the mental disorders and their equivalents in English or in modern science. This has been presented by a famous professor in India. Actually, I have taken this list from his book written in Hindi, Manasa Vijnan. Then I have presented it here for your easy understanding in a comparative basis. I will read it first, because you can compare those terms, traditional terms, even in Buddhism, with those modern terms and understand their similarity and differences. You know, I will read only the terms, the first disorder and equivalent term. I am not giving other details. Kama, you know, lust. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Irsya, jealousy. Mana, pride. Mother, neurosis. You can compare. Mother means neurosis. Then chinta, depression. Udvega, anxiety. Bhaya, fear or phobia. Harsa, euphoria. Unmada, psychosis. Apasmara, epilepsy. Apatantraka, hysteria. Atatvabhinivesa, obsession or obsessional compulsive disorders, OCD. Brahma, vertigo. Tandra, drowsiness. Klama, neurasthenia. Murcha, psychoneurosis. Sannyasa, fainting. Madatyaya, coma. Gadodvega, alcoholism. Page 3. Genetic disorders, Janma, Manasa Roga. Sattva Hinata, inadequate personality. Amedhata, mental deficiency. Vikurta Sattva, psychopathic personality. Then specific psychosomatic disorders, Manodaihika Roga. Bhayaja, Sokaja, Atisara, nervous diarrhea. Kamajwara, Sokajwara, nervous phrasea. Amavata, rheumatoid arthritis. Then ways of mental disorders, Vatika Unmada, acute and catatonic schizophrenia, Paitika Unmada, mania, Kapaja Unmada, depression, psychotic, Tridosaja, simple and hephrenic schizophrenia, Agantuka Unmada, paranoid schizophrenia. Other mental disorders, Jarajanya Unmada, senile psychosis, and Dhamani Katinyaja Unmada, psychosis caused by the hardness of veins. Madaka Padartha Janya Unmada, alcoholism, psychosis of alcoholism. Sutikon Mada, puerperal psychosis, and Rajo Nivritti Janya Unmada, menopausal psychosis. I think you can compare these terms in order to understand modern terms and traditional terms referring to the mental disorders. Now we go to the lesson 4, page 2. Right? Lesson 4, page 2. Here I have given first, you know, in Ayurveda, there are 3 kinds of treatments. Yukti Vyapasraya, Daiva Vyapasraya, and Sattva Vajaya Chikitsa. 3 kinds of treatments. Yukti Vyapasraya means by checking the physical body, and we recommend medicines and food, drinks, etc. in order to pacify the diseases. Right? That is called Yukti Vyapasraya Chikitsa. Yukti means according to the logical reasoning, right? Logical reasoning, because after checking the physical body, logically we think and understand what are the main causes, and we recommend the medicines, food, drinks, etc. That kind of treatment is called Yukti Vyapasraya Chikitsa. Then the second one is Daiva Vyapasraya Chikitsa. It means, you know, recitation of mantra, bearing some kinds of medicines and gems, engagement in wholesome actions, elimination of sins, fasting, blessings and respecting the worthy persons, etc., in order to eliminate some illnesses come under this category. Daiva means, Purva Janma Krutam Karma, Tad Daiva Miti Katyate. According to Hinduism, the actions or karmas that we have done in our previous lives are called Daiva. Therefore, there comes some diseases, some problems for our life as the result of the bad karmas done in the previous life. Therefore, actually in Buddhism also, Buddha has mentioned karma vipakaja abada, diseases caused by karma. In order to eliminate such bad effects, we have to do these things. That means rituals, rites, ceremonies, etc. Right? Actually, they are used in that way, right? Because, but in modern times, I think they are not so much appreciated. But however, rites, rituals, etc. have very much effect on such problems, because there are some persons, although they take the high class of medicines and all other things, but still they cannot cure the disease, right? We don't know reason, but even the doctors, after consulting, they say no problem, right? But still they are suffering. There are such things in the world, right? That is karma or daiva, right? Therefore, we should engage in rites and rituals. We should not attach to them too much. But however, there should be a part of our life. Actually, there is a saying, satang vihaya bhoktavya. If you have 100 tasks to do, give up them all. Give up 100 tasks, but eat. Eating should be given a prominent place, keeping away 100 tasks. Sahasra satang vihaya bhoktavya sahasra snanameva. If you have 1,000 works to do, give up them but take a bath. Then taking bath is more important than eating. That is why give up 1,000 works away and take bath on time. Laksang hitvana suktavya. You have to sleep, giving away 100,000 works to do. If you have 100,000 works to do, give up them, but sleep on time. Then sleeping is more important than eating. Then actually sleep, taking bath is more important than eating, and sleeping is more important than sleeping, than eating. Than taking bath, right? Again, I mixed it up. Taking bath is more important than eating, right? And sleeping is more important than taking bath. Quoting hitva muningraje, giving up 100,000 of works, go to the shrine, practice your religious activities, right? Therefore, following the religious activities is the most important task in one's life, because everything is changing. Everything is changing. We cannot expect anything as we wish. Therefore, in this changing world, in order to keep our mind concentrated, we have to engage in ritualistic affairs, religious affairs. That is very important. And also the next one is sattva vajaya chikitsa. Third method is called sattva vajaya. Sattva, we found that, according to Ayurveda, there are three mental aspects: sattva, rajas, tamas. Rajas, hate; tamas means delusion. They are negative. But sattva is the positive aspect of the mentality, according to Ayurveda. Therefore, we have to develop it. Sattva vajaya chikitsa means we have to engage in activities which develop the positive aspect of mentality. That means, nothing else, meditation, yoga, etc. Right? In Buddhism, there are samatha and vipassana, concentration and insight meditation. We can engage in that. And also in yoga, yogic exercises, we can engage in yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali has stated in his Yoga Sutra. Yoga means concentration of mind, right? Therefore, we have to engage essentially in such activities in day-to-day life. Therefore, not only taking medicine, food and drinks, but also there are other two ways that we have to follow every day. We have to engage in religious activities and we have to engage in meditational activities. These two are essential for our life because we don't know all the causes of all diseases and mental problems. Innumerable number of causes and conditions are there for diseases, mental and physical. Therefore, we are treating by medicine and drinks, food, etc. only the diseases that we can understand their causes. But if there are diseases that we cannot find their real causes and conditions, what to do? Therefore, we have to engage in ritualistic aspects or religious aspects and also meditational practices. They are very essential, right? And also, I have to mention that, in this regard, vyayama, exercise is very important. Vyayamo hi sada patyah nrunang snigdha bhojinam. Actually, nowadays in modern times, people always try to take nutritious food. It is mentioned that vyayamo hi sada patyah nrunang snigdha bhojinam. If you take nutritious food, essentially you should engage in exercise every day. If you are not suffering from such illnesses like cold, heart problems, etc., you have to walk or run or do any exercise, right? But remember, according to Ayurveda, too much exercise is also very dangerous, right? If you are spending without doing exercises, it is also not good. Therefore, you have to follow the middle path in regard to everything. In Ashtanga Hridaya by Vagbhata, it is one of the most important Ayurvedic source, basic source. It says, Anuyayat pratipadam sarva dharmesu madhyamam. In regard to every matter, follow the middle path, right? Actually, middle path is given by the Buddha, right? Buddha's path is called middle path, Majjhima Patipada Tathagatena Abhisam Buddha. Buddha has realized the middle path. Actually, he rejected two extremist paths, self-indulgence and self-mortification, right? Even Vagbhata, in his Ashtanga Hridaya, he also mentions the same. Nalalaye dindriyani nachaitan nyatilalaye napitaye dindriyani nachaitan nyatilalaye. Don't hurt your senses. Your sense faculties should not be hurted. And also, nachaitan nyatilalaye. Don't fondle them or don't develop them unnecessarily. Don't, nachaitan nyatilalaye, right? Don't develop them unnecessarily. Both are two extremist paths. Therefore, we have to stop these two extremes and we have to follow middle path, right? Therefore, when you do exercises, how to know the middle path? It is also mentioned in Ayurveda. Kukshav lalate grivaya yada garmah pravartati. When you are, suppose that you are walking, when the seeding occurs little by little on the forehead, on the neck, and on the stomach, then understand that half of your strength is finished, right? Therefore, you have to stop your exercise by that time. That means we have to do exercise until we lose half of our strength. Suppose your strength is 100, then you have to lose 50. Then you can understand it when the sweating occurs on your forehead, on the neck, and on the stomach. Then that is the time, right? Therefore, exercise is also very important as far as mental disorders are concerned, right? It is very important because in Buddhism also, Buddha has emphasized the importance of walking. That means, Sangho Pavajatam Varam. The Sangha, Buddhist community of Sangha is the best among those who walk, right? Actually, they are always going on arms round and going from village to village, city to city, country to country in order to propagate Dhamma, right? Therefore, walking is very important, right? And also, it is one of the meditational exercises, right? Walking meditation. And now, these are the three methods of treatment in Ayurveda. Now, there is another one, the 6 tastes. This is very important because, once you understand the 6 tastes and how they reduce the 3 humors, right? Actually, I explained earlier that all the physical diseases arise, physical as well as mental diseases also arise due to the imbalance of the 3 humors, air, bile, and flame. Then once you understand because of this humor is increased, that is why I am suffering from physical or mental disease, then you have to take relevant foods and drinks in order to reduce it, right? Reduce that humor. Then, according to these tastes, you can understand that. According to Ayurveda, there are 6 tastes. Madura, Amla, Katuka, Tikta, Madura, Lavana, Amla, Katu, Tikta, Kasai. Right? I have given here, take 2. That means, 6 tastes, Madura, sweet, Amla, sour, Lavana, salt, Katu, pungent, Tikta, bitter, Kasaya, astringent. Right? Then, balance the following humor. These 2, Madura, Amla, Lavana. These 3 tastes balance the water, right? If your problem, illness due to the imbalance of water or air, you have to take the foods and drinks which are related to these tastes. Then your water will be reduced. And also, Katu, pungent, Tikta, bitter, Kasaya, astringent. Then these 3 tastes balances the copper or flame. Then if your mental or physical disease is caused by the imbalance of flame, then you have to take the foods and drinks related to these tastes. Then the flame will be reduced. And also, Tikta, Kasaya, Madura. That means bitter, astringent, and sweet. These 3 tastes balances the pitta, bile, right? If your disease, mental or physical, is increased due to the imbalance of bile, you have to take food and drinks related to these 3 tastes. Then it will be reduced. Then this food and drinks that we take should be carefully taken with reference to the taste, because otherwise, if we are ignorant of that, unknowingly, the same maybe, suppose that if your illness is due to the imbalance of air, sometimes if you take some foods and drinks which increase the air, then your illness will be more dangerous, more serious, right? Therefore, it is very important. That is why I have given it here. Everyone can understand what are those tastes and what are the relevant foods and drinks, right? It is okay. Further, these 6 tastes are connected, the page 3, these six tastes are connected with the mental aspect. It is also very important. We are not concerned normally regarding these, no? You see, Madhura, sweet, is connected with love. That you see, when girls and boys are loving each other, what they give, what they exchange, sweets, no? That means sweet. That taste is connected with love. No one gives the bitter things, no? Like that. Therefore, love is connected with sweet. And lavana means salt is connected with greed. Understand? And also amla, sour, is connected with envy. Right? These tastes, actually, you can see that, there are some people, they always get angry, hateful. They, please check their behavior. They like always, these the spices, etc. Right? Because they are connected with such mental aspects, right? And also, katu, pungent, hatred, right? Pungent taste is connected with hatred. Tikta, grief. Bitter, bitter taste is connected with grief. Kasaya, astringent, is connected with fear, right? Then you can understand how these tastes of our food and drinks are related to our mentality. Because, we are drinking, eating without concerning any difference of taste, no? Then, all are interconnected. Envy, right? Maybe love and envy both are together rise, because, you are eating sweet and also, sour. Sweet and sour, both, if you are taking together, that means contradictory, love and envy, right? That is why, in such cases, loving cases, we can see that they are envy each other, like that. Therefore, it should be very carefully taken, right? Because actually this is applicable in this way. When you are suffering from some mental problem, right? Suppose that if you are suffering from envy, right? You have ideas arising regarding envy. Then if you eat sour things, your envy will be increased, right? Therefore, you have to eat some sweet. Then your love will be increased, right? Like that. If you follow these things, you can notice by yourself how the foods and drinks are related to the mental aspects. It's very important. I am not going to explain further there because, I have a limited time. Now, number 4, fundamentals of Ayurveda in brief for psychosomatic disorders. Then, Ayu, number 1, Ayu, life, Veda, knowledge, science of life, Ayurveda. Then promotion, prolongation, maintenance of health and happy life, prevention and cure of diseases. These are the purposes. The, objectives of life according to Hinduism, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moral life, sense experience and logical thinking over sense data. Kama means enjoyment, depending on the former 2 bases. Moksha means final freedom, right? Then, to achieve above aims, Ayurveda recommends daily routine, dinacharya, ritucharya, seasonal routine, sadvrutta, ethical routine, ahara, diet, nidra, sleep, brahmacharya, avoidance of sexual activities without purpose. These are the things that we have to follow in order to achieve those 4 goals of life. And also, you know, Brahmacharya, evidence, universe, Panchamaha Bhuta, this whole universe is made up of 5 elements. That means earth, water, fire, wind, space. And also, you know, in as far as mentality is concerned, there are 3 qualities. That means conscious or knowledge, motion or action, rajas, inertia or resist, other 2. They are very, to some extent, they are similar to greed, hatred, and delusion in Buddhism. Then number 5, you know, Tridosha is very important because I told you that 80 diseases arise due to the imbalance of water or air. 40 diseases arise due to the imbalance of bile. 20 diseases arise due to the imbalance of flame, right? Therefore, these are very important. Then, you know, our body has 7 tissues, 7 dhatus. That means rasa, rakta, mansa, meda, sasti, majja, sukra, nutrient form, blood, etc., muscles, fat, bone, marrow, reproductive tissues. Actually, you know, these 7 tissues means after eating the food, you know, the food that we eat are transformed into these 7 aspects in the body. That is what they are called 7 dhatus. Then 3 malas, mala feces, mutra urine, sweda sweat, right? All these are malas. Then, you know, 6 tests I have explained already. Then, you know, there are some other aspects also, the digestive system. You know that actually here food and mind, under food and mind, I have given sattva in order to develop sattva aspect of mind. Fruit, milk, butter, ghee are very important. Rajas will be increased because of pungent, salty, sour, hot, dry food, right? Tamas will be, those are negative, will be increased, stale, dry, putrefied, leftover, and unclean food because of these things, right? And also, you know, increases, these things increases steady mind, good nature, good character, right? That means, you know, the others proud, prohibitions, prone to emotional outbursts, lazy, greedy, don't care about others. These are the these aspects will be increased because of the above 3, and because when we are taking those foods, etc., these aspects will be increased in regard to the 3 qualities of the mind. Then, you know, this is also very important, overuse of taste. That means if you take overuse the sweet, what happens? Obesity, diabetes, dropsy, parasites, obstructed circulation, eye inflammation, indigestion, vomiting, gas, lethargy, respiratory congestion, other kapha type disturbances. Therefore, you know, we should not use more taste, right? We have to balance it. In the middle, sour, if you take too much sour things, burning sensation, itches, giddiness, right? Premature aging, looseness of body, suppuration, and, you know, salty. If you take too much salt, inflammation, edema, easy bleedings, skin diseases, joint diseases, impotence, wrinkling of skin, baldness, right? Then if you take pungent too much, faint, dizziness, loss of consciousness, dryness of mouth, tremors, debility, emaciation, burning sensation, fever, increased thirst, drying of sexual secretions, and if you take too much bitter, numbness, emaciation, pain, giddiness, headache, stiffness, tremors, decreased sexual secretion, and all vata diseases. And if you take too much astringent, that means tremors, bits, constipation, dryness of the body, and distension, numbness, emaciation, thirst, decreased sexual secretion, and all vata diseases. Now, we should be very careful, although they are helpful to balance the humors, but still they will be very dangerous if you take too much, right? Therefore, I think it is also very important. And now we will go to the, now actually we have finished those page 7, up to page 7, lesson 4. Then lesson 5, we have page 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4. I gave this list. Actually, I am reading too much today because I have no much time to explain them. But you can go through these and understand. You know, pages, lesson 5, pages 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have given a list of medicinal plants, right? Actually, these are, I have taken from daily life. That means in daily life in Sri Lanka, we are using them. They are not taken for any specific disease. These are used like everyday vegetables, curries, and soups, etc. Right? Therefore, I have given here, you know, the first one, page 4, please see, Kuppamania or Marjara Mohini. The botanical name is given separately, you can understand. But finally, it is given balanced human. That means flame can be reduced by this, right? Flame. And also gum miris, it is called pepper, you know, pepper. It balances air and flame both, right? And also Gotukola, this is a very famous one in Sri Lanka, right? Gotukola, Mandu Kaparni, and it balances bile and three humors, right? Especially bile, and all the three humors are balanced by this Gotukola, right? You can see the picture. Then page 5, Goraka, right? The botanical name is given. This is also, you know, in day-to-day life, Sri Lankan women mix this with every curry, right? When they make a curry, they put these into that. You see, this is a very important medicinal fruit, right? Actually, it balances flame and air, right? Actually, you know, according to this, these are daily uses, right? We daily use these things in everyday life. That means, according to our tradition, there is no difference between medicine and food. Food, medicine is same. What we take as food is the medicine. What we take as medicine is the food, right? It is given in Buddhism, Ausada Ahara concept of medicinal food, right? That is what. If we use them in day-to-day life, then no need additional medicine, right? Unless a serious illness, right? That is why. Then pomegranate, right? Delum. These three humors are balanced, by this, right? There is a saying that if someone is near to die, please put some drops of pomegranate into his mouth. He will live at least 5 minutes, right? Such a few drops of juice of pomegranate fruit, right? And also dahi, lime, right? Actually, it also reduces or balances three humors, all the three humors, bile, flame, and air, right? All the three. And Nelly, right, is also Sri Phala, right? Actually, it is called that, someday your mother and father will be against you, will be angry with you, but this fruit will never be angry with you, right? That is a saying. Although our parents will be against us, but these fruits, there are three actually, including this, will not be against you, right? Actually, three humors are reduced, Three humors are well balanced by Nelly, right? Amalaka, Haritaka, Vibhitaka, Amalaka. There are three, right? Three fruits. Then this is arecanut. People use it for chewing betel, right? But however, they mix with tobacco, etc. But this is only arecanut. But it also balances all the three humors, right? It's a medicinal fruit. And also, belly. It also balances air and flame, right? And kohila, right? Three humors, these are naturally grown in many places. In Sri Lanka, people cook its leaves as well as root, both, right? Very delicious, and actually it is very good for stomach problems, right? Bowels, the constipation, etc. is very, very, very important. And also it balances all the three humors. And the next one, tebu, right? Actually, this also reduces or balances all the three humors. And the next one is polpala, pashana bheda. Its Sanskrit term is pashana bheda. Pashana means stone. Bheda means destroyer. Destroyer of stone, right? In the urinary tract, Then three humors are well balanced by that. And billing, it is stomach discomfort, right? Actually, if we eat this fruit, actually in Sri Lanka, we use it with most of the curries, right? We mix it with curries. Actually, discomfort of the stomach is reduced. Then mallet. This is also a very tasty and very sweet, very good smelling vegetable. Urinary problems are reduced by this. Urinary problems, right? These are we very daily use. Always we are eating this by frying or by cooking or by making a sambal, etc. And also, cabal, blood purification, urinary problems. Urinary problems are solved, and also blood purification also is done by this. You see how many useful plants are around us, These are not medicines. These are natural plants that we use in day-to-day life. Then Kiriyanguna. Bile and flame are well balanced. And Kekatiya, bile is balanced. Key Kirindian, flame and air are well balanced. You can find these things everywhere, in a naturally grown, right? We no need to buy them, right? All these are available everywhere in the lands, right? In Sri Lanka, I don't know, in other countries also, there may be, we don't want to buy them. They are always grown everywhere. If we take them every day or time to time, I think all these problems are over, no? All the three humors are well balanced. Then, all the physical diseases arise due to the imbalance of the three humors. Then if these plants, when we eat, if the three humors are well balanced, no diseases. Then also, according to Ayurveda, mental diseases also arise due to the imbalance of air, imbalance of bile, imbalance of flame, and imbalance of the three humors, right? Therefore, it is good even for mental disorders. And now, lesson 5, we have finished, right? Now you see, I have to tell you, these are the most important factors that you have to keep in mind when you treat the mental disorders. Because actually, the panchakarma, panchakarma, the 5 actions, right? Massage, etc. But all cannot be done by all because only the doctors have to do some. But in daily life, right? Now this tradition is lost because ancient people had the habit. Every day they applied some oil on the head. Even the Buddhist monks also had that. And also they applied some oil on their and massage their feet, right? This tradition has been lost. But if you do it, actually, if you are not suffering from flame, etc., all, but you can apply some oil on the head, no? It is the soothing effect, right? Actually, I understand that many mental problems arise due to the dryness of the head, right? Because, because of the dryness of the head, actually, the blood streams, blood pressure is blocked. Therefore, the brain does not work well. Therefore, if we apply some little oil on head, right? Actually, it cools down the head, right? And blood pressure is well maintained. It is very important. And also, to do little massage. After applying oil, we have to do little massage on the head. And also on the legs, right? Then now people are suffering from problems of legs, hands, head, no? Actually, these things can be eliminated if we use exercise, applying oil and massage, right? These are very important. And also, in addition to that, according to the nature of the humors of one's body, we have to select the food. Nowadays, actually some foods that we take today are poisonous, right? For example, now you take, for example, a cake, right? How many things are added there? Flour, milk, right? The sugar, fruits, many kinds of things, right? Actually, according to Ayurveda, we cannot mix up all the foods together as we wish. Because when some kinds of foods are mixed, they become poisonous. Understand? But it should be very careful. Because if we mixed various kinds of food, we not care about those things, nowadays. We eat everything, right? Whatever we are offered, we eat. Then what happens inside the stomach? They become poisonous sometimes. Therefore, we have to be very selective. And also, we should know what kind of a humor is very high in my life, right? Suppose that there are some people, even with the little problem, they increase flame, no? Therefore, they should know that, oh, my body is always, flame is very high. Therefore, we should refrain from taking food and drinks which increase flame, no? We have to refrain from them. And also, you know, suppose that if someone has the burning stomach, right? Diabetes, the gastrics, etc. You know, that's a stomach problem. Then you see bile. Bile is the cause for that, no? If the bile is very high, then what happens? Burning sensation is always in the stomach. Then such people should refrain from taking the food and drinks which increase bile. Once they take them, the problem will be increased, right? Therefore, we have to understand the taste and their relationship with the humors, right? And also mentality. If we select in accordance, that means every person should know, this food is good for me, this is not good for me, etc. They should have a list. But nowadays, unfortunately, people don't care about that. Whatever they eat, right? Everything they eat, no difference. But remember, even all animals, right? Do they eat everything? No. Animals know what they have to eat. But human beings don't know what we have to eat. That's the problem, right? Even the bulls, dogs, cats, etc., they know what to eat and what not to eat. But human beings don't know what to eat and what not to eat. That's the big problem. We are omnivorous, right? Therefore, we have to be very selective because, you know, there is a saying in Charaka Samhita, I think, almost all the diseases originate with the stomach, right? This should be protected well. Stomach should be protected well, right? Because of what we eat and drink. And as far as the mental problems are concerned, what we think is the problem. You know, physical problems arise because what we eat and drink. Mental problems arise because what we think and feel. Therefore, we should be very careful about these two things, right? What we think and feel, what we eat and drink. These two should be well guarded, well protected, well managed, well systematized. Then we will not have any disease, any problem, right? Therefore, I think this is very, very important. I think you can develop this common knowledge, right? Actually, the seasonal routine, daily routine, suitable foods, etc., you know, exercise and applying oil, etc. There are many such, and also common oils are there, you know. Actually, the common medicines also are there, they are not harmful. Therefore, you know, consulting a doctor, you can understand what is your humor problematic and what are the things suitable for you. And by yourself also, you can understand to which character you belong, right? You know that if your mind is always distorted, right? Then that means, yeah, problem, no? If you have always the stomach problems, that means bile, right? If you have always flame, cold, etc., that means your flame is very high. Then we can understand it, no? Then by understanding our composition, then we have to understand what we should take, what should not be taken. This is very important, right? Therefore, I think as far as Ayurveda is concerned, where you can read all these books when you take this book. I have given a full description, and also, you know, astrology. Some aspects of astrology are also added here because, you know, astrology and Ayurveda are also very close, very connected, because many medicines and all other things are recommended to take and prepare on an auspicious time, right? Because these planets, Ravi, Chandra, Kuja, Buddha, Guru, Sukra, Sani, Rahu, Ketu. There are 9 planets, no? Actually, Rahu, Ketu are not planets, but 7 planets are there. They are influencing us. However, if someone says, how can the planets influence us? Then if I ask, if there is no sun, what happens to you? If there is no sun, all will be right. Right? That is the thing. Then how can we say planets do not influence? Right? Then the sun's rotation, right? The sun rotates around the sun rotates around the circle of 360 degrees, no? Right? 360 degrees circle is the rotation of the sun, right? Then from February to July, the sun reaches the earth very close, right? Sun goes or moves very close to the earth. That is why this season is very hot from February to July, right? That those 6 months are very hot. And from August to January, it goes away from the earth, right? Then earth becomes very cooler, right? Very cool. It becomes cool, right? Then what happens, when the sun comes closer to the earth becomes very hot. Our bodies also becomes hot. Then sweating occurs. Then, internal strength is exposed, right? When we face with heat, our strength is gone, right? Then our immune system decreased. Then, many diseases will affect us. I have checked you also can check in the hospitals, check in which months many natural diseases come to the hospital from February to July. Because, the hot season, people face with many problems, many diseases, right? That is, and in the other 6 months, the earth becomes cooler, then our feeding does not occur. Inside, bile is increased, we eat much. Then strength is increased, then less diseases in those 6 months, right? In the Asian region. You can understand. That is what astrology, Astrology, according to astrology, we have to understand, that suppose that in February to July, it will be different in country to country. But however, in this Asian region, if someone is always telling, I have a headache, I have a stomach, etc., from February to July, it is normal. That means it is a seasonal, right? Because this season is very hot. Then always some ailments occur, right? Then we should not take care of those things too much. But after July, it will be over. Right? Then no need to attend too much about those simple ailments during this period of time, right? Now, and also, after July, then people have more strength and immune system is increased. Like that, the astrology also very, very useful. I have given a separate chapter on astrology, how it is connected with our life, right? You can understand it through this, right? Then actually, in addition to that, I have given some, mantra, etc., the rituals, mantras, right? Music, right? Music, singing, dancing, these are also very effective, right? Actually, Ayurveda advises that we have to sing, we have to dance, right? We have to listen to the music. We have to recite, right? Recitation, very, very important. right? Where you know that even in India, you know, they recite many stanzas, no? Many bhajans, right? And also music. They have a soothing effects on us. Every day, if you are doing Sajjayana, right? Brahma, Rudra, Kumaro, Harivaruna, Yama, Vaknirindra, Keras, Chandra, Aditya, Saraswati, Yuganaga, Vayururvi, Kuchanga, Siddhanadyos, Vinau, Srir, Giti, Raditi, Sutta, Matras, Chandikadya, Vedas, Tirthani, Yaknya, Ganavasugunaya, Pantu Nityangrahascha, like that, you know. And in Buddhism also we have, you know, paritta, chanting. These are very soothing effect, you know. Actually, sound system is very, very important. We have no time to talk on those things. Actually, rituals. This book includes these 4 aspects: Buddhism, Ayurveda, astrology, and rituals, right? All these are essential parts of our life in order to lead the healthy life, happy life, and satisfied life, right? I think now it is enough. We have come to, actually it is 8:30, but I want to deal with you another aspect. That means I have prepared the summary for you, summary of all the lectures, right? I will read this summary and finish it. And after that, you can ask many questions if you have, okay? I think all of you have got this summary. Is it okay? Summary of the course on Buddhist psychology, psychotherapy, and counseling. Vision of Buddhism: to make an end to the mass of suffering related to birth, decay, disease, and death. This is the vision. Mission of Buddhism: preaching Dhamma, the real nature of the world of experience, as the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Anusasana, Anu, in accordance with the problem of the customer, Sasana, giving advice. Listening to the customer should be done before giving advice. It means Buddhist counseling. Vision of lay people: to promote physical well-being, mental well-being, social well-being, spiritual well-being. Mission of lay people: to perform one's duties towards parents, teachers, family members, friends and relatives, clergy and working people, right? And Buddhist psychology, you have to keep this in mind, right? People possess 6 sense faculties: eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin, and mind. Mind is not the brain. Mind is the 6th sense faculty, and its function is twofold. Number 1, it supports the 5 physical sense faculties to perceive their respective sense objects in the external world. Number 2, it has an independent process of thinking on sense data as creating feelings, perception, memory, dispositions, concepts, and self-view, I-ness. 5 physical sense faculties mean the form, rupa, of the 5 aggregates. The independent process of thinking means the other 4 aggregates, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. This 5 aggregates. Number 5, 5 aggregates have been analyzed into consciousness, Chitta, 89 or 121 types, thoughts, Cetasika 52, and material elements, Rupa 28. Form 28 material elements in Abhidhamma, feelings 1, perceptions 1, dispositions 50, altogether 52 thoughts or Cetasika. And consciousness, Chitta, 89 or 121 types. That is how Abhidhamma has the connection with 5 aggregates. Mental disorders. Among these divisions of consciousness, thoughts are the guiding forces of the personality. They are the concepts created by individuals as a result of thinking process based on sense data. Among the 52 mental factors, thoughts, 40 unwholesome thoughts should be considered as mental disorders. The wholesome thoughts, 25, such as mindfulness, non-greed, non-hatred, faith, sattva, restraint, (83 to 90). 5 senses, feelings, neurotic mind. Actually, the problems related to 5 senses and feelings and perceptions can be generally assumed that they are neurotic disorders. And the disorders connected with dispositions and consciousness can be generally concerned as psychotic disorders. It is a modern division, neurosis and psychosis. Methods of treatment: Sila, morality, behavioral therapy; Samadhi, concentration, psychotherapy; Panya, wisdom, cognitive therapy. These are the only methods. Compassion, comparison: John B. Watson, behavioral model; Kraepelin, biological model. The above 2 models belong to behavioral model Sila in Buddhism. The rules and regulations related to food, clothes, shelter, and medicine are given under morality in Buddhism. Medicines are also given under, that is my Gilanda Pache. Sigmund Freud's psychodynamic model can be compared with concentration and wisdom, psychotherapy, and cognitive therapy in Buddhism. Number 10, according to Buddhism, all mental disorders should be treated by the 3 methods because they are interconnected as causes and effects. However, neurotic disorders are common among the young people and psychotic disorders are mostly relevant to the adult people. Without changing the behavioral pattern, mind cannot be concentrated. Without the restrainment of mind, understanding of reality cannot be developed. Therefore, actually all these 3 methods should be applied for all mental disorders. We cannot select only 1 or 2. There is no limited number of methods of treatment. The method should be created in accordance with the mental level of the customer and depending on the main 3 methods mentioned above. A number of such methods were introduced by graphs in the course materials. Ayurvedic approach. There had been a local tradition of treatment in Sri Lanka before the introduction of Indian Ayurveda. This local tradition was developed after the 3rd century BC with the introduction of Buddhism. The prevailing system in Sri Lanka has 2 main divisions as local tradition and Ayurvedic system. Further, there had been a Buddhist tradition of treatment in India before the compilation of major sources of Ayurveda. The origin of the 3 sections of the Buddha's teachings, Tripitaka, belongs to the 6th century BC and present Ayurvedic texts have been compiled near the 1st century AD. Although the Buddhist therapeutic system has not been developed at a later date, it includes almost all aspects of Ayurveda. You can see reference, Meena Talim, Science of Medicine and Surgery in Buddhist India, 2009. The Buddhist therapeutic systems based on Ayurveda can also be seen in Thailand, Myanmar, and Tibet. preference, mind and body in health and harmony in the Asian systems of medicine, edited Ranjit Roy Chowdhury, etc. India International Center, India, 2017. One of my articles also appears in that journal. A number of local sources on medicine are available in Sri Lanka, and many of them have not been published. A complete work on Buddhist Ayurveda written in Pali in the 15th century AD in Sri Lanka is available, and it is called Desajja Manjusa. Reference, edited W. Dharmananda, Colombo, 1967. A part of the work has been published by PTS London with an English translation. Number 13, depending on the above sources, the following aspects are given to be used as therapeutic measures, especially related to the physical disorders connected with mental problems. Further, these methods are very useful to promote physical and mental health as well as to prevent mental problems. However, except minor behavioral treatments, other treatments should be performed only by the registered Ayurvedic doctors. The following aspects of Ayurveda will be useful for Buddhist psychotherapy and counseling. 3 methods of treatment: medicinal, ritualistic, and meditational. 3 humors and mental aspects: greed, hatred, and delusion, flame, bile, and air. 7 types of mental disorders caused by the imbalance of air, bile, flame, 3 humors, mental states, poisonous food and drinks, and evil power. 15 channels, and especially the channels carrying perceptions and desires. 6 taste and 3 humors. The food and drinks should be recommended in relation to the imbalance of the humors and mental disorders. The following methods can be recommended as a whole: daily routine, seasonal routine, ethical routine, diet, sleep, restraint related to sexual behavior, some of the panchakarma treatments such as massage and applying oil. Okay, this is the summary of my course up to here, right? Now I think my job is over. Now you have, I think Venerable Senior Lecturer, Venerable Deniyaye Panyaloka will continue from here.